Hey, what's up? It's Nathan here with thebtccourse.com, and in this video, we're going to answer the question, is Bitcoin too slow and expensive to be money? So let's go ahead and get straight into it. Now, everyone has heard that Bitcoin is too slow to be money. Like, it only supports 7 transactions per second, so TPS. You can't run a global economy on that. For contrast, Visa supports 24,000 transactions per second, so significantly more than that 7 that Bitcoin supports. And so, yeah, you're right. You cannot run a global economy off of 7 transactions per second, so Bitcoin, it's not going to work. So moving on, it can also be very expensive to do transactions with Bitcoin. Like, some of the transactions range from, depending on the fee market at the time, like it could be a couple cents, which, is kind of reasonable probably, depending how much you're sending. But it could also go up to a couple $100, like if the fee market's really intense or your transaction is complicated, like maybe if you're doing an ordinal or something like that, like, yeah, you could spend a couple $100 doing a transaction. And if Bitcoin grows in adoption and the fee market is high, like constantly, well, then it would be prohibitively expensive to, buy a cup of coffee off the Bitcoin blockchain. So Bitcoin is both slow and expensive. But much like our current financial system, Bitcoin is being built in layers without all the centralized control and messing with this money supply and all that other stuff that comes with our current monetary system. But just for example, we had gold, right? And gold is kind of hard to transport or to split into smaller amounts. Like, you can't take your chunk of gold and go buy a cup of coffee, or you need to shave some of your gold off your chunk. Like, it's not really practical. So cash that was backed by gold was created, so it was easier to transport and enable payment for less expensive items. Like, we had pennies and nickels and dimes and quarters and dollars and all that other stuff that we, broke our gold into little denominations so we could buy, little things. And also carrying cash around was a lot easier than carrying, chunks of gold around with this. And then, of course, cash wound up being stored at banks for digital dollars that could be transacted with checks, credit or debit cards, and online, and all that type of stuff. Just numbers on a screen at this point in time. And of course, each layer makes this money easier to move around and spend. So each layer adds like more features, functionality, speed, etc. And Bitcoin is similar. So there are those on-chain transactions, which are at 7 transactions per second. Yes, and they're kind of expensive depending on, when it is that you're doing the transaction, how complicated it is. But there's a second layer of Bitcoin called the Lightning Network, which supports 1 million transactions per second with much lower fees, often less than 1 penny even. And also the Lightning gives you enhanced privacy amongst other features, and I have a link over here. So here's how fast the Lightning Network is and how cheap it is and how scalable it is and all that other stuff if you're interested in that blog post. Now, there's also side chains like the Liquid Network, and the Liquid Network is another layer 2 solution similar to Lightning with different pros and cons and things like that. So there's their website there. And then there's other projects like Fedimint and Cashew that scale Bitcoin in other ways. So there's other programs out there for scaling Bitcoin's use and functionality and privacy and all that type of stuff. So all open source programs and protocols and very interesting stuff if you want to see how Bitcoin can scale. Now, these extra layers all sync back to the base Bitcoin blockchain. So everything all ties back to that main base chain, the one that is super decentralized, has the solid monetary policy and all that other stuff. Yeah, all these scaling methods sync straight back to that thing, and it secures the underlying asset. So there's definitely rumors floating around out there that, like, the Lightning Network, it doesn't work, it's broken, it's slow, it never finds connections or routes. And yes, those rumors were kind of true a few years ago. However, the Lightning Network has come a long way, and I think the best way to see it is to actually just do a demonstration. And so I want to show you real quick how the Lightning Network works and what you can do with it. So, take 3-minute demonstration just to show you that, it's a functioning tool, and maybe you want to go ahead and play with it and check it out. So I'll be using Alby. So Alby is a browser extension right here. You can see it up here and a link to the website right here if you're interested in checking it out. And of course, I have a tutorial on Alby. So if you want to see how to load your wallet and get started on the Lightning Network, go ahead and do that. And of course, since it's a browser extension, you might want to also connect it to your phone. So I have a tutorial on how to connect your Alby wallet to your mobile device, so that way you could use your mobile phone for scanning Lightning invoices and doing transactions, and that way you have like the same Lightning account on your computer and on your mobile device, so everything's synced and connected and everything like that. And then I have a couple websites that I want to show you that support the Lightning Network, so we can do some Lightning transactions. So up first we have Lightning Roulette, so we have it right here, which is just a roulette game. Now, of course, course, because I'm recording the video, something is broken on the website and it's not accepting Bitcoin at this time. However, there's another website here where we can play blackjack, so we're going to get our gambling on no matter what. They cannot stop us. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and click on this stack of chips right here, and it opens essentially my wallet for the website. And I can go ahead and deposit however much Bitcoin or Satoshis that I want to go ahead and deposit. So we'll go ahead and deposit 1,000 Satoshis, generate that invoice. And I'm going to go ahead and copy it to my clipboard. And then I'll open up Alby and go to send and paste in the invoice and continue. And we see 1,000 sats go into. We'll go ahead and pay now. And we had a payment successful. So I'll go ahead and close out of there. And so now I have 1,000 sats in my pot. So let's go ahead and play a hand or two of blackjack. And I'll keep my bet at 500 sats. So we'll go ahead and deal. And I'm going to go ahead and hit. And I'll go ahead and stand. And the dealer wins. So I lost. So let's go ahead and do another hand at 500 and deal. And I'm going to go ahead and stand. And dealer wins again. So I lost all my Satoshis just like that. But it still shows you that the Lightning Network works. Anyway, let's move over to the next website I want to show you, which is geyser.fund, which is a crowdfunding website, typically for Bitcoin projects, but it doesn't have to be. You can put any sort of project on this website if you're trying to raise funds or Bitcoin for your project. So anyway, we'll come on in here, we'll find a project that we think we want to go ahead and contribute to. So let's just go with Hero of Bitcoin right here. Looks like a little game. And he's creating a Bitcoin-inspired video game that works on a real Game Boy as well as Android and Windows. So very cool. We'll go ahead and contribute. And I'm going to go ahead and switch to sats. We'll go ahead and do 1, 2, 3, 4 sats and contribute. And I'm not going to leave a public comment, so I'll continue. And I can go ahead and connect my Alby wallet, so I'll go ahead and do that. And it's asking if I want to pay this amount, so I'm going to go ahead and pay now. And there we go. The payment has been made, so another Bitcoin Lightning transaction in the books. And the next two sites are pretty similar. We have Bitrefill as well as the Bitcoin company here. So what you can do with these two websites is buy gift cards to locations and then use those gift cards obviously to buy real things. So you can basically take your Bitcoin and live off the Bitcoin standard by buying these gift cards. And oftentimes there's like cash backs or discounts on the gift cards, like Instacart's 1%. NordVPN is 10%, Lowe's 1%, and so on. So a lot of different options here if you're interested in trying to live on the Bitcoin standard, use your Bitcoin, buy gift cards, go buy products and services that you need in real life. So we have Bitrefill here and the Bitcoin company. And the Bitcoin company actually sells Visa, prepaid Visa cards that could be quite beneficial as you can use them anywhere. And I've actually connected them to my Apple Pay and use it at a grocery store to buy groceries. And these are non-KYC gift cards as well. So you don't have to connect your name or personal information to this Visa gift card. You can buy it and no one can track what you're buying or doing with it. So kind of powerful if you're interested in maintaining that privacy. And then over here, there's a bunch of different websites that offer Lightning support. So if you want to check out some other websites that support the Lightning Network, there's this link here and I'll include it in the description down below. And so hopefully you can see that the Lightning Network does work. It is very fast. There are little to no fees on it and it's super easy to get started. Again, I have links and video tutorials down in the description below. So if you're interested, just give it a shot. Try it out, have some fun gambling or whatever it is you might do. And of course, I have a website dedicated to learning more about Bitcoin. Lots of free video tutorials and blog posts on it. So I have content on orange pilling yourself, Bitcoin basics, how and where to buy Bitcoin, software wallets, hardware wallets, multi-sig wallets, the Lightning Network like we're talking about here, miscellaneous Bitcoin tutorials, and Nostr. So again, links to everything in the description down below, and I hope you have a great rest of the day.